Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Accountants Lounge. This is Dawn Patton. I am Ashley Ford. We're your host, and we are friends that own accounting firms, and we want to share behind the scenes in our firms and kind of share what the real deal is behind owning virtual accounting firms and how we run our businesses and what has worked for us. Today we're going to chat about something that we get questions on a lot, and that's whether or not you should post wages and salary on your job postings. First of all, our answer is a resounding yes. We're all about transparency, and we feel like it is the first touch point of really being transparent with these candidates that might potentially come on to your team. But we do want to open the conversation because we know that what works for us is not necessarily what works for everybody. So we just want to share our perspective and the reason why we both have decided to share wages and salaries on our job posting.
Yeah.
So Dawn, I'm going to pass it over to you and let you start before I just take up this whole episode going on a ramble.
It's okay. I was going to say, cut me off if I'm just rambling because I feel passionate about this.
Same, same.
But for me, it does not make sense. Like, it doesn't seem fair at all to not include the compensation and the benefits. Like, my brain literally cannot grasp around that thought because if you are going to write this job description and you are asking this candidate or to you're spelling out everything that you want them to do. Like, you're going to do this task and this task and this task, and you better be like this and this and this. And here are some qualifications that you must have. And then you're going to have the audacity to
Yes,
just say, apply and be interested without then telling them what they're getting.
gonna get.
It.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you. I don't want to work for you. What kind of a person are you to just expect that people will bow down to you? I don't know. I feel like my brain goes to that person has way too much ego and they only want me to, like, I'm going to be a slave to them. Not that they see me as an equal, someone they're ready to work, like we're in this together, kind of a
Making
teamwork thing.
beneficial decisions.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think the
And
truth is, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say that's, to be fair, that's actually not always the case. That's just where my brain goes. Okay. Sometimes it actually comes from a place of like someone just not feeling confident with their compensation and benefits, but they're actually a super sweet person. And, like I would actually love to work for them, but you don't give me a chance to see that if you're not going to share and be open with me about what we're both getting out of this working relationship.
Yeah, that's actually exactly where I was going to go too, is I think often people don't include the wages and salary because they feel like they might miss out on great candidates because their candidate might not like their benefits package or their candidate might not like the salary and wages that they have to offer. So they feel like they're almost like pushing good candidates away if they include it because they don't feel confident in what they have to offer. And I
Yeah.
think where the biggest issue with that is you actually are more likely turning away great candidates because you don't have your wages and what you have, like what they're going to get out of the job listed clearly in your job posting because great candidates want to know the full picture. They want to know, hey, I am super qualified. I do have a lot to bring to the
Mhm.
table. I love this company and I love this culture, but also pay is really important. And I need to know what I'm going to be getting out of putting all of this work in and dedicating my time to this business. So I actually think you're pushing away more great candidates by not including it than you are by sort of like lacking the confidence to just say it out loud. Like, this is exactly what we have to offer, and this is what we're asking from you.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I'm the type of person who I'm not going to apply unless I know what's in it for me. I mean, think about accountants. You're selling a service and you are uh, on a discovery call and someone's asking like all these things that they want from you. And are you going to agree to that, to doing all that work without first giving them a price that you're going to do that work for?
Yeah.
No. So very similarly with the job thing of you're listing out these like just put a price to it. But let's talk about the confidence thing because I do think that's where it comes from most of the time is like just not being confident in the compensation and benefits that you're offering because I know we've both been there. Um,
Yeah, we
I've
definitely have. And
yeah.
especially when you're starting, or maybe you're in some, not to call them out, maybe some Facebook groups or some
Mhm.
other networking groups where you might hear that what you're offering isn't enough or isn't enough. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That's I once got ripped apart by someone in a comment who this woman knew nothing about me, nothing about my situation, nothing about my business. I had just been having a conversation with someone else in some comments on a Facebook group, and she ripped me apart because of the wage that I said I think I was telling her, like, I hired one of our bookkeepers, 50,000. I mentioned, like, what they did and stuff, and she was like, "Are you kidding me? I pay my landscaper more than that a year."
The
Like,
audacity that people have online to make people feel awful about themselves truly baffles
uh,
me every time I see it.
yeah. I was like, "Okay, good good for your landscaper." Like, we're not comparing apples to apples here. We have no other does your landscaper work 80 hours a week? And I'm telling like, maybe my person works 20 hours a week. We don't even know. Also, like, where do you live? Also, like, I
So much background.
we did not have all the facts, and so why are you judging me about something that I said here? So, yeah, the Facebook groups, the things
Yeah.
other people say, the comparing your job post on job boards to other job posts
Mm,
too. That
yeah.
one's really easy to do when you don't know what those people are like to work with. You don't know what they're
Yeah.
asking for. Like, you don't know if that job post really outlines the job or if that's only like it's an iceberg and there's a whole lot more going on underneath there. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know. But what you do know, the only thing that you know is you and your business and your intentions.
Yep.
And so stay in your lane, focus on that, be super confident in that and what you have to offer. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think sometimes that lack of confidence of wanting to share it isn't always just internally. Like we kind of can see like what's happening out in the world around us. It's really easy to compare yourself to other companies, but like Don said, you just got to be confident in what you have to offer, what your team looks like, what your culture looks like, the benefits you have to offer. And when we say benefits, that includes things like flexible work hours or remote work or working for a really amazing company with a great culture and people that you love and a boss that you love and
Mhm.
not working 80 hours a week. Like those are all really incredible benefits that people want to come join in on.
I mean, some people I have had people ask me like they want to work 80 hours a week. So that would be a benefit to someone, whereas that's not a benefit to other people.
Yeah,
And
it's a great
so
point.
being really clear about the job that you're offering, I mean exactly what you're saying, Ashley. I was really shy or like insecure about benefits for like the first 3 years of my business or so. Even sometimes now I still am. Someone will ask a question and I'm like, no, we don't offer 401ks yet. I always have to add in that yet
Yeah.
because like I do. I want to in the future eventually, but well, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I think it's
but
easy to feel that way. I think when we're comparing
yeah,
ourselves with, especially honestly, especially in the accounting industry, there's so many other firms who are likely similar size to ours, but there's
yeah,
also a lot of firms out there that are much bigger. So it's very easy to want to compare the benefits and compensation package to what we have available to offer. And you just have to take into account that the person that you're hiring is going to want to come work for you for they're a different person than someone who wants to go work for a big corporation, which is great. It's just different people and you're
yeah,
attracting a different kind of person. So be confident
yep,
in what it is that you have to offer.
yep. And sometimes it's not about the person; it's about the season of life that that person is in.
Totally. Yeah, that's a great point.
So, like, keep that in mind too. But back to my insecurity in the beginning of like a job post, I would list the compensation because I do think that's just very fair and important. And not really talk about any of the benefits. And then we'd get on the interview and people would ask, like, okay, so are there benefits or where are the benefits? And then like shyly like be like, oh yeah, we have some we have 2 days paid off after tax season deadline, and I didn't know. I didn't know how to, because I didn't recognize all of our benefits for what they were. So, work from home, a flexible schedule that we have, the fact that we're a very people first firm, both for our clients and for our team members. People first
Yeah.
always. Very growth oriented. We really pour into the education of our team, of our people. Educate We like to educate our clients too. We're very much our all of our processes are to train our clients to be dream clients. So like we get to work with some amazing people here, and like if you work with us at our firm, you're going to love our clients. Sorry, you
Yeah.
just can't help it because we work with some of the best people and we train them to be the best people. And like all these things, like I didn't have words for it, and all I thought benefits was health
Like,
insurance,
hmm.
retirement.
Yeah.
And because we didn't have those, who was I? No, we don't have benefits. I'm sorry I'm letting you down. Instead of realizing all the beautiful things that we do have.
Yeah.
So,
I think that perfectly laid out how we can feel insecure or not confident whenever we're going into posting that job posting and like what all we're including in it, and just really
mhm,
getting clear on how much you do have to offer. It's not what you have
yeah,
to offer, it's how much you're already offering. It's not like trying to piece together some sort of benefit so that you can make this job posting sound better. It's just
yeah,
really highlighting why it would be great to work for your company.
yeah. Okay,
And I
so to wrap this up, we're saying yes, yes, include compensation and benefits. If you are feeling some sort of block around it, take a deeper dive because that's like your internal struggles. It must like you're making some sort of story about it. You're feeling insecure about it, but still include it even as you're working through that insecurity. And yeah, what else are we saying? Does that kind of sum it up?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, and if you have other reasons for not wanting to include the compensation and benefits, I really don't want to. I know what works for me is not always what
Yeah.
works for somebody else. I
Yes.
do, however, know that in our industry, transparency is very important. We ask for a lot of transparency from our clients. We ask for a lot of transparency from our team, more than anything that comes in the form of communication, because we feel like the more transparent we are, the better communication we are, the better communication we have, the better relationships that we have. So it
Mm,
only makes sense for us to be super transparent about the compensation and wages. So if you have reasons for not wanting to include the compensation and wages or compensation and benefits on your job posting, I want you to ask yourself if you're being transparent with the process and with your candidates, and if you're doing it in a way with the intention of benefiting them just as much as you're benefiting yourself. Because when you're bringing someone onto your team, you really want it to be a mutually beneficial partnership. You do not want it to be something where they feel icky about it or you feel icky about it. You want both parties to be so freaking pumped about you bringing them onto your team. So if you
mhm.
have reasons for not doing it, I just want to make sure that you have really thought through making sure that you're doing it with the best intentions for the candidate just as much as it's going to benefit you.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, also, just like an inclusion here of whatever you list and say is your compensation, the world is vast and there's a lot of people, and you will find someone who will accept that job at whatever wage you are offering, legitimately, whatever wage you are offering. There are people who work for $5 an hour and people who won't work for less than 60 an hour,
Yeah.
100 an hour. So just post what you want to post and let the people come. And yeah, that's
Perfectly said.
I
I
mean,
think we
that's
wrap it
really
up
all I
on
have
that
to
note.
say about that because I'm like, I have hired some amazing people at like $14 an hour and some amazing people at $35 an hour.
Yeah.
And it's not about what I was like, that's what I could offer at that time. Or that's the price that based on my business
Yeah.
made sense for me and profitability. And then as my business changes, that pay gets to change too. As we work out
Yeah.
different processes, as we change our prices, as we change efficiency, then their compensation gets to change too. But it was about me and my business at that time and it has no reflection on them. Their pay is not about them and who they are. all of my people deserve to be paid so much more than they're paid. And but like that it just doesn't make sense at this time. And so don't let money don't don't like we're not putting a price on someone, and I think that's the icky part of compensation and another reason why sometimes we feel weird about it. We're not putting a price on someone and their skills. Their skills are invaluable, just like you are, and you and the business that you're running, invaluable. Instead, we're saying, "This is what I have to offer at this time." And it really is as simple as that.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people who want to come work for a growing company. Like that's so exciting. So you will find the right people. Post what you know that you can afford in the job posting and highlight the benefits of what it's going to look like to come and work for you and be confident in that when you post it.
Yeah, love it.
Okay. So, to answer the big question of the episode, if we didn't answer it enough throughout, is yes, we both put the compensation and benefits on our job postings, and we highly recommend that you do it as well. Um, and I think that's it for this episode. Dawn, do you have anything else, any other tidbits you want to share?
I think I shared it all.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Accountants Lounge, where we take you behind the scenes of our businesses and share what we know. If you haven't already, join us in our free Facebook group where we connect and ask questions and get support from others in our industry. Like and subscribe for more episodes, and we'll see you next time.